And now a warm welcome to Rabbi Tuvia Ahronson, who will guide us through this week's Torah portion. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me back, and shalom to all the viewers out there.
So tell us about this week's PARSHA.
Okay, so we have still about 2 more weeks where outside of Israel and inside of Israel we read different Torah portions. This week outside of Israel is Parashat Balak, which we started speaking about last week, and here in Israel, Parashat Pinchas. So in Balak, I had mentioned the whole story with Bilam trying to curse the people, and then we were transforming curses into blessings, darkness into light. And not only that, but Darach Kochav miYaakov. The sages say, where is the source for a messianic era in the Torah? Where is the source for a Mashiach? And it's from this week's, from Balak. Darach Kochav miYaakov, a star will shine from the house of Jacob. And isn't that amazing that from the curses comes the ultimate blessing, the hope of the world redeemed, of peace and unity among all nations, and isn't that wonderful that from the curses come the ultimate blessing?
Absolutely. I mean, what kind of message does that send to us?
So that sends to us what we started to mention last week, that we can transform aspects of our lives from what we feel are difficulties or challenges or crises into opportunities for amazing, amazing growth. So that's in Balak. And we also have in Balak, Matovu Alecha Yaakov, how beautiful are your tents, Yaakov, which we mentioned was a lesson on unity and diversity, where the tents were facing away from each other. In other words, each person has their own perspective, but ultimately together it's one camp. So that's Parashat Balak. And then we move to Parashat Pinchas, where the Pinchas episode, I think, is a little bit beyond the scope of a few minutes. But if we had an hour and a half, there's a lot to say about that. But the rest of the parasha has what I think is an amazing, amazing model of different kinds of holiness. The first step is counting each and every person amongst the people of Israel. Everybody counts. Everybody is special. Everybody is a star. We say in the Psalms that every person is counted as a superstar. And Rabbi Nachman talks about this as well, Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, that each and every person has good points. And if we look at each other and try to find the good points, we can let that inner superstar shine forth. So that's one, the holiness of people. And then the people begin to prepare for dividing the land into tribal portions. So we have holiness of space. And there, the daughters of Tzlofchad say, what about us? We want also a portion in the land of Israel. And they also get a piece of the land, a segment of the land. And so there's holiness of people, holiness of place, and then we have all the holidays, the holiness of time. And the holiness of time, the holiness of people, and the holiness of place is not to say that only certain people, certain leaders are holy and the rest of the people are not. It's supposed to say that by having leaders and models of what powerful leadership, character, attributes, what does that entail? What we have from that is we have each and every one of us becoming more powerful in our own right. And when we say that we have a holy space, that makes all the other spaces sacred as well, in a certain sense. That for example, the light of the Beit HaMikdash that we're thinking about in this time of year, it shines outward towards the whole world. And then finally, the holiness of time. We have holidays, we have Shabbat, we have new moon, Rosh Chodesh. That doesn't mean every single day of the week is not important. Every day is holy, every day is sacred, every day is special, every day has its own unique lights. But we have sacred moments that inform and inspire all of our other time frames.
So now, how can we take all of these lessons and incorporate them into our daily lives?
So I think that, first of all, I think it's so important that we all need to know how special we are, as each and every individual soul is just a superstar. We're all shining. We're all amazingly complex and deep beings. And also our spaces, our homes, our communities, our national land, and all the natural systems in the world. We have sacred space, but that doesn't mean that only our special place is holy. Everywhere is holy. And then the same thing with time. having the Torah portion of Pinchas teaching us about the cycle of holidays, it informs us to say that every moment is special. Without the 6 days of the work week, we don't have Shabbat. Without the waxing and waning of the moon, we don't have Rosh Chodesh. And without the seasons, we don't have the different holidays.
Wow, it's beautiful. Is there anything else that you want to add about this PARSHA?
Well, I just want to say that we're about to enter into the 3 weeks, what's called Ben HaMitzarim, between the 17th of Tammuz and the 9th of Av, which is a time of right now, it's a time of mourning for the people of Israel, but eventually will be a time of great light and great hope, great celebration even. And what I think is important is that each and every one of us, we search for those good points in ourselves, in the places around us, in our time and our daily routines, looking for the nekudot tovot, the points of good points of light, and let those points shine forth. And from that little points of light, from little stars, we have galaxies, we have supernovas, we have unbelievable opportunities for health and happiness and holiness for each and every one of us.
Stay positive, right?
Okay.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you
Shabbat
so much
shalom
for
to
coming
you
in.
and to everybody out there, and thank you very much.